Yeah, we started in 2009 as a supply-only company, and then we kind of evolved to do full turnkey installations for builders, designers, contractors. And currently we have, full-blown contractor's license. We do floors, kitchens, baths, mid to high-end residential.
Welcome to Opportunity Knocks. I'm your host, Todd Payton, and today I have the flooring man, Matt Jorgensen, who's from Foundation Flooring. Matt is a rock star, man. I'm excited. First of all, thanks for being here.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. Looking forward to this. Thank you.
So just to give a little recap of how we connected, my team was doing an outreach. We were looking for Broward's best, meaning rating wise. Obviously, I've never met any of these companies, and this is as we're building One Home, the app. And, your company was one of the top rated with Google reviews in the flooring business. And I said, I got to talk to this guy. I got to meet him and then see if he wants to be part of this app. And that's how we connected. And I just met you for the first time, and just 5 minutes ago, spent some time in your office. You gave me an amazing tour of your location. Your showroom's impressive. I'd love to hear your story, how you got started.
Oh man, so kind of a long story, but I'll keep it short and sweet. I grew up in the Fairfax, Virginia area. Went to Florida State, graduated from Tallahassee, Go Noles in 2006, and eventually came down to South Florida in 06. Was working construction as a day laborer, making like $10 an hour cash on the fourth floor of high-rise buildings, doing punch-out work.
And this is after you had your degree?
Yeah,
all right.
Just looking for my next opportunity.
Yeah,
what to do next.
Yeah.
And I had a step uncle who owned a couple Carpet Ones up in the Boston, Mass area, and he turned me on to this guy Jim Trawick, who owned ProSource. The guy had 40 stores across the Southeast. So I went to work for a store in Pompano, kind of learned the ropes of the business, became the general manager. And then 08, 09, financial crisis hit. He went Chapter 11 bankrupt, sold half his stores, closed the other half, and that's when opportunity knocked, and I decided to own or start Foundation Flooring.
That's awesome.
So, we started in 2009 as a supply-only company, and then we kind of evolved to do full turnkey installations for builders, designers, contractors. And currently we have, full-blown contractor's license. We do floors, kitchens, baths, mid to high-end residential in Broward and South Florida.
Amazing. So you talked about the opportunity knocking. So the crash just went on then, right? I mean, so everybody was no one's thinking about investing in floors and stuff like that at that time. It was a panic more than anything. And you said selling it. Were you selling it to homeowners directly, or were you selling it to builders and
So I had a small office, and I had an installer who was kind of a partner. We were sharing the space, but we were working mostly with builders, designers, contractors. I had built up a little book of business at ProSource, and a lot of those clients were, we had built some loyalty, some trust, and they were, comfortable giving me the business. And I forgot to mention, my mom gave me 10 grand to start the company, and that's all we needed to get started. So it was a bad time as far as business coming in. But everything was so cheap, the rental space, the insurances.
You got leverage on that, yeah.
It was easy to get started, so.
$10,000 got you started.
Yeah, and here we are today, 15 years later, and going strong. So thanks, Mom. Appreciate it.
Heck yeah. Big shout out to Mom for that, man. Yeah. That's a parent's instinct there, and to know she had the trust in you, that knew you're going to make it, and amazing. And she invested $10,000 and probably was smiling as you built that up and saw and got to see you build some of that up. That's awesome, man.
She was hardcore. She made me pay it back, but
of course. Hey, that's why she raised the right kind of kid. Right. Awesome. Right. I love it. So, I'd love to hear a little more about the business model. So you talked about who you work with, but your showroom's amazing, but do customers, actually homeowners come in, or is it mostly designers and interior designers, and what's the percentage? How does it split? Is it 50-50?
It's about a 50-50 mix, yeah, because a lot of the homeowners we work with have designers, so we get both coming in, and sometimes it's just the designer coming in with the busy homeowner who doesn't have the time to come in. We shop, we curate a custom sample package for them, but yeah, we deal with homeowners too who have no idea what they're looking for, and we can help them design as well. So we can really design the whole interior of the house inside the showroom.
Wow. Yeah. So when it comes to building this business, and over these 15 years, networking has been a big part of it. You and I spoke offline about that. And that's kind of what I'm building with One Home, is that community, that community of Broward's best, the top companies that I'm finding. I'm bringing them in the sprinter. I'm interviewing them, getting to know them. And then I want to encourage internally these top companies to refer business to one another. I'd love to hear how you got started in networking. Was it, and I know you were in BNI and involved in that, and that's how I built my company also. So that's a great ground floor. But then you took it to another level. You went to Vistage also. Is there any other things that you got involved in networking wise besides BNI and Vistage? And if so, even if not, how did you know to pick those, and give me a little background on the networking side?
I mean, like B and I kind of just found me. It kind of worked out organically, and I actually met my first business coach through BNI, and he helped me grow the business a lot, organically. But I've tried the different marketing aspects and online and pay per click, and we didn't have a lot of. It was like hit or miss. But I always found that just like old school networking, meeting face to face, shaking hands has always been the best way for us to grow our business.
Yeah,
Because people do business with people. It's about trust and
that's
it's
right.
about relationships. So I mean, BNI's been great. During COVID, when it was tough to get out and network, I did a lot on LinkedIn, kind of using their platform to reach out to people, start having conversations, and then eventually we got to meet in person and grow our relationships that way. But like I said, BNI, Vistage,
Chambers,
Chambers, a
you
little bit
did.
here and there.
Yeah, I never found
Um,
Chambers to be very.
yeah, it's more like the rapid fire
Yeah,
business card thing, the machine
exactly.
gun business card. Certain like different trade organizations like Gold Coast Builders,
Hmm.
they would host events. So going to like those type of events and getting around that kind of group of people was beneficial too. So
Right. And then the BNI business is ultimately, with all networking, is you're building a sales team. That's really what you're doing. Without paying salaries, you're building your salespeople, right?
yeah, I mean,
And how well you train them, and how well you know, it's more of understanding their business. And that's what I think the big thing with networking events that people don't get is they're always coming into this with their hand out saying, how do I grow my business? How do I do this? No. How do you grow the person across the table from you?
right. How do
And
I
if
help you?
exactly, if you
Yeah.
have that mentality that, and BNI says it best, I mean, the giver's gain model of it really, if you give, it's funny, as I'm building One Home, that's kind of the philosophy I'm using now. I'm not charging anything. Obviously I'm going to have to, because it's a business for profit and I want to make money. But in the beginning, I know it's not going to necessarily. So I'm doing it as a way to, how do I help these people grow their business? And I know in the end I'm going to show enough value that everybody's going to be like, I got to have this. It's going to kill me if I don't have it, because I'm going to lose so much business. So the technology part of One Home is going to be a piece of it, but the networking I'm really excited about. And I'm glad to have somebody like you on board. And like I said, congratulations on being selected as a One Home certified vendor, because I'm gonna pick your brain, when it comes to networking and events that we do. I mentioned we're gonna have an event at Vi Design, which Violetta, I should say, is the owner, and Violetta told us we could use her space, to have the networking event. She's very into like the image. Obviously, she's a designer, so she's like, we'll make it look great. We'll do this, and so having people like you guys in the group is going to really help us take it to a whole nother level. So I'm excited about that. Um, I saw a plaque when I was in your showroom about the military. You guys give back to the military, it looks like.
Absolutely. I mean, every year we do a big July 4th event, and our local charity is Military Heroes Foundation. So a portion of the proceeds from our events go to the Military Heroes Foundation. And what they do is they make the troops abroad feel like they're at home, right? So like they put in these care packages. It could be simple stuff like toothpaste, candies from their home, or like love letters from their family. Just a
Personalized stuff.
yeah,
Something that they
personalized.
would remember. Like, that's not just like sending a generic bag of stuff.
Right, exactly.
Awesome.
So like they put together
Awesome.
these packages. It goes out, directly to where you are overseas. So we help them raise money for their efforts. Our team has been in their office packaging these goods with them, like helping them out. So it's important to me to give back to the local community because they've been so good to me over the years. So we got to get back and help each
What
other
made
out.
you get into the military?
I always just love red, white, and blue, man.
Me too.
Gotta love America. My parents worked for the U.S. government
Okay.
for a number of years, and a lot of the work they did was with maps. They were topographers, so they would help lay out maps for the troops so they knew where to
Oh,
target certain
wow.
strikes. Yeah, this
Is
is
that why you live in Virginia?
yeah, because we were so
Got
close
it.
to the the
Washington.
military
Yeah.
bases in the D.C. area.
Uh
So
huh.
Just through their work alone, I got to meet generals and just like higher ups in the military. So I always had this kind of connection with that organization.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You have to do a. Have you heard of Honor Flight?
Yes.
So
I haven't done it yet. I want.
we got to do the next one. My brother co-founded the South Florida chapter, which is, this is 12 years ago, I think 13 years ago. I've been on 5 flights. I volunteered the last one. I volunteered on 2 of them where I was like staff. I was part of the staff, and I love it. So that's my give back. I love it, and like I said, the same as you. It's just red, white, and blue. Man, we got to give. We got to show how much we appreciate, especially when you have a veteran who's World War II or Vietnam that got just when they came back home, it was like they got shit on, and it was awful that they didn't have that homecoming that they deserved, and that's what Honor Flight. What I love is they really show them what they deserve, what they should have. But so tell me tell us everybody where they can find you. Where I mean, and this showroom's big and it's right in a great location. It's on Powerline and Sample, just south of Sample, right, just north of Sample, right. What's the address? What's the website? Give us a little shout out.
Yeah, Foundation Flooring. We're at 4100 North Powerline Road, Suite B3, right by Sample and Powerline. It's a great location between 95 Turnpike and the Sawgrass, so super easy to get to. Our phone number 954-357-2777. You can find us online too, www.foundationfloors.com. Of course, Instagram, social media, all that good stuff. We're all over the web.
Come visit Matt and take a look at his showroom. He's got great staff. I just met them. It's a special place, and you're a special guy, man. I appreciate you. I'm glad that you're going to be on part of the platform with me. I'm looking forward to building your business with you and build something special with One Home. So thanks so much.
Thanks
awesome,
for
man.
Appreciate it.
My man. Thanks so much, brother.